This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and for the second day on the bounce, I'm delighted to be joined by Jim Kambosos. Jim, we spoke last night. You've had a night to sleep on. What was a historic night for you, your family, for your son, and for the whole of Australia. How are you feeling now?
Well, you know, we had a little bit of sleep. Obviously, it's just crazy, man. It's great. I mean, you know, everything's just been brilliant for George at the moment. We were at the hospital. We got all the CT scans done. Everything's all clear. Top of the world, baby. Top of the world. You know, like feeling really great. You know, this is like you can see around you what's going on here, mate. You know, it's unbelievable. You know, I'm feeling really good. My phone is just inundated with messages. That's obviously comes with the territory, but feeling really good. Yeah.
Jim, I asked George this, I'll ask you as well. Given all the ups and downs of his fight being pushed back time and time again, the success you had last night, the achievement, is that better than what you could have imagined it would have been?
Yeah, it is. You know, and that fight, yeah, got pushed back, and that's enough to pretty much put a boxer off their game plan. You know, but I was handling all that aside from that. I said to George, don't worry about all that stuff. You know, whatever it is, and how it pans out. That's business and we'll take care of. But yeah, I mean, matchroom boxing and the way it all worked out, ended up on a great show like that. Yeah, I think that kind of just put the cherry on top of everything, you know, with that show and obviously Kambosos becoming the undisputed, you know. It's amazing.
Jim, it's hard not to get excited as to what could be next for your son, the potential financial gain in his career ahead and the opportunities that will lie ahead. Have you thought about what's next?
No. There's just so much going on at the moment. There's so much going on. I mean, even my mind, you know, at the moment, it's getting up this morning. It's still clouded, so I'm not thinking straight. But yeah, look, we know there's a lot that's going to come. But the thing is, obviously, you know, there's Devin Haney's there, and there's talk there now about Devin Haney, Kambosos, all the rest of it. But look, I'd say a couple more days and like let it all ride itself out, and then we'll just sit down and we will start talking amongst ourselves first. I mean, first and foremost with George, myself, Peter Khan, we will sit down and talk as a team, and then we'll start to explore everything that's been offered and talks that have been that are looking to take place. You know.
I just asked George about the Devin Haney fight, and he said it's one of plenty of options which could be put to him. But you mentioned that in Australia. Would that be the ideal one for you to get back in Australia and have a big fight like that?
Wow, yeah, 100%. We haven't fought in Australia since 2017. But, yeah, like, I know Matchroom Boxing want to do something in Australia. I mean, they've just shown what kind of a promotional company they are. But they've been showing it for years. But you know what? Yeah, they will want to come to Australia. Devin Haney, Loman, I mean, whoever wants to come down can basically defend his belts in Australia. 80,000 at an outdoor stadium. Mate, George has become the undisputed champion, greatest ever in Australia, in my mind. And a lot of people agree with me. Well, guess what? You can have the biggest ever boxing event in Australia as well. Next year sometime, you know, Matchroom. You know, this is what I'm talking about. You've got to sit down and look at all these options and what's on offer, but definitely Australia.
Just a final one from me, Jim. I never asked you last night. I can only imagine what answer you'll give, but as his father, how proud are you of what your son achieved last night?
His father?
As his father.
Oh, as his father. Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I put up a post on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that before the fight and literally went through all those moments from the amateur days, you know, like obviously, you know, we're a team, we've been doing this since you were so young and all the rest of it, but, and then I wrote in bold letters, George, you're going to, obviously before the bold letters, I said, you're going to the biggest fight of your life, and I am the proudest father at the moment on this planet, and that was before the fight, in bold letters, on that post. Well, you know what, he pulled it off. Beautiful boxing, and guess what? I am the proudest father on this planet right now, and I will be for a long time.
Jim, I hope you guys all enjoy this victory for as long as possible. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in America before you do head back down under. I appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to me on Boxing Social.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, you guys always do a great job and everything else, and like I said, you know, this is brilliant. But look, we're not going to lose sight of who we are. That's important. I'm like that. I've always kept George in check. I'm his dad. And like I said, I told him last night, he's laying in hospital waiting for his scans and his stitches. I said, mate, I'm so proud of you, mate. I am so proud of you. My words can't express it, but I'm telling you, George, if I see any change in your persona, I'll put you back in your place. I've been doing it all his life. Every time he's picked up the straps back home in Australia, let him enjoy it, but then I always remind him, what was your end goal? You want to be a world champion? Well, now you're undisputed. But the thing is, I'm going to let him enjoy it. I'm not going to let him get too far ahead of himself because what? Because everybody now is coming to get what he's got. And guess what? You don't want to be the one that got him and lost him so quickly. You want to be able to hold on to him for as long as possible. So my job, keep him grounded and play the role of a father. That's it.
Jim, that's brilliantly put, and I will leave it there now. Thank you for your time as always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.